Joining me on set now is senior running back Teron O'Neill. Teron, big game for the team this last weekend, but like we talked about with the coach, started off a bit slow. As a senior, and especially a running back senior where we have a group of younger players, what did you feel was your responsibility to do to get the guys to turn the game around early in that first quarter?
I think just making them understand what the coaches have been preaching to us all week. They weren't a sorry team coming down here, about to take a loss. They were a tough team coming down looking for a win, and they were going to play hard. And as we executed in practice, we flew around, and that just didn't. A little hangover from last week's emotional loss, I think, sank into those first couple of drives in the first part of that game. And then once we snapped out of that funk, I think we were able to put a good drive together and start to execute and play how we were supposed to.
Mm-hmm. I've heard from guys like Kyle and Ladarius that you've had a big impact on them this year in practices and in games, getting in their face when they aren't performing up to their potential. What role and what have you felt that you need to do this year in your senior year to make that impact even when you're not in the game?
I mean, those guys have been performing extremely well all year. When Ladarius has went down, Kyle stepped up in a big way. When Ladarius is in the game, he makes big plays, like you saw with the two plays that we saw on the highlight tape. I mean, tremendous backs, and I think that the value add that I can have is making them, helping them be able to see some of the things that I've seen, with my experience. Also, being in this offense for 3 years has really helped me really get very comfortable with our game plan, our scheme, our philosophy, and just helping them try to see that and understand defenses a little bit more. I think that getting in their ear, having them be that diligent and trying to play in that manner, I think that's basically the value add I can bring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely off the field have had a big impact, but then when you got the shot on Saturday, you made it count, going for 83 yards on that touchdown. Take us through that play and what you saw as you took it out to the right side.
I think coach has been preaching all year, being patient on that run, and as you see the two pulling out in front of me, you see it kind of as it was drawn up. If you be patient, you have Sheffer, seal the you have the first puller with kick out, and you have Sheffer seal the block in. And as soon as you see the crease, you just got to hit it. And then once I got to that second level, just trying to make the safety miss, and then run as fast as you can from there.
Yeah, we saw you. They were trying to chase you down there at the end. As a running back, do you have any sense of feeling if the guy's coming up to either tackle you up high or try and strip the ball at all?
I think on that particular play, making sure that you keep the ball high and tight. Mm-hmm. So that they can't poke it out from behind or come over top and strip it. Making sure that ball security is very crucial, especially on a long play like that, can turn around. If you fumble the ball late, and then keeping your knees high. So when they do dive at your ankles, making sure that they can't trip you up, and just being prepared for someone maybe to jump on your back, so you can drag them into the end zone from there.
Nice. And looking towards this upcoming week, we had the hurricane that hit us early in the week. How's the team adjusted to maybe being inside or not being able to have the usual practice this week?
I think it was almost a blessing in disguise, because we didn't have class for those 2 days. We were able to get into film more. We were able to do some additional walkthroughs. We were able to get a little bit more practice time in, spend some more time focusing on the mental part of the game. And then once we finally were able to get outside, being on the turf, then getting out there executing, and working on that physical part of the game. So I think that having with a team like this, you gotta be mentally sound. And I think having that extra time to really watch that film and do those walkthroughs really is going to be helpful.
Perfect. Well, I thank you again for joining us, Teron. It's been a pleasure having you. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's segment, Under the Helmet with Teron O'Neill.